Hi, hello everyone. Dawn Epting here. Thank you guys so much as always for watching. I wanted to come and talk from the topic of focus only on what you want or good vibrations. Focus only on what you want. So practice the vibration of the solution and not the problem. And hopefully at the end of this video, we'll all be reminded to focus on the things that we want and not the things that we don't want. We have a tendency when we want things in life to focus on the lack of that. For instance, if we're looking for or desiring to manifest good health, we focus on the sickness and trying to get rid of it instead of focusing on the wholeness and the feeling of wholeness and health that we want. So hopefully at the end of this video, we'll all be reminded of that. Feel free to hit the subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube underneath this video, and hit the bell to receive notifications for future videos. So I've written some notes here, and like I said, what we want to do is focus on the vibration of the solution for the things that we want, whether it be great relationships or great health or financial abundance. We want to focus on the vibration of the solution and not the problem. We have a tendency to focus on what we don't want and not on what we do want or what's going wrong. And that tends to create more of the things that we don't desire. So I've written some notes here and a few points. Number one, focus on what you want, not what you don't want. So like I have said a number of times already, we have a tendency to focus on when we want something, like money, for example, we focus on the lack of it. We talk about how we need money to pay bills, how we don't have money, instead of thinking, talking, and seeing ourselves as abundant. So we want to start focusing on what we want and what we don't want in terms of talking about thinking and talking about that we're abundant. If it's the case of finances, and visualizing abundance. So number one, I've written here, focus on what we want, not what we don't want. Number two, feel the emotions of what we desire. I believe it was Neville Goddard that said the emotions, the feeling is the prayer. The feeling is the prayer. I believe it was Neville Goddard that said that. The feeling is the prayer. So that's what we want to do, is we want to feel the emotions of how would it feel if you had, financial abundance? How would it feel if you were in that great relationship? How would it feel if you had the business of your dreams? How would those things feel? How would it feel if you were healthy, with great and abundant health? So we want to focus on the feelings of that. Feel the emotions of what we desire. Because as we think in our heart, according to the book of Proverbs, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. As you think in your heart, your heartfelt emotions, that's the way that your life will be. That's the direction that your life will go in. Number three, we need to release past negative emotions. I'm sorry, I'm getting text messages if you're hearing the beeping. We release past negative emotions of similar experiences, of what we don't want to experience again. We release those past negative emotions. Release past negative energy. We need to release the past. We need to release the past, because if we keep that energy trapped in those experiences, trapped in our body and our minds, even in talking about it all the time, we have a way of recreating that experience in our present day experience over and over and over. And often we think that we're recreating or we're experiencing the same thing because of what happened in our past. We think we're a victim to our past, when in all actuality what is happening is that in our present day experience, every moment is a new moment. Now, that's a new moment. But what we're doing is we're creating in our now moment the same experiences by talking about them, by thinking on them, by, feeling those negative emotions from those experiences. So we release the past negative emotions and release that past negative energy. And number 4, I've written here, you are the only thinker in your universe. What other people say about you, what other people say in terms of, oh, you're sick, my aunt had that sickness and this is what happened to her. She could never be mobile again, or whatever the case might be. Whatever people say about you, or, oh, no, your business won't succeed, it doesn't matter. What matters is if you internalize those suggestions, they're merely suggestions from other people, and you start believing them, you start thinking on them, you start talking about them, you start feeling those things. You are the only thinker in your universe. You don't have to internalize the suggestions or the undesirable negative suggestions that other people might make. So number 1, let's go back. Focus on what you want, not what you don't want. Number 2, feel the emotions of what you desire. Number 3, release past negative emotions in terms of negative experiences, so that you don't keep recreating it in the now moment, and realize you are the only thinker in your universe. And finally, I have a scripture here from Philippians 4:8. It reads, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue and if there be any praise, think on these things. So think on positive things, because as you think in your heart, so as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Or as you think in your heart, so will your life experience be. Thank you guys, as always, for watching. Feel free to look below the video to get involved with some of the things that are going on here. And I appreciate your insights, your comments. And you guys, I'll talk to you soon. Have an awesome day.